Forefront of the proposal by Freer and Salisbury is the rapidly shifting global and regional balance of power and the increasing naval capability of peer competitors like Russia and China, coupled with the increased capability of emerging powers and non-traditional, asymmetric challenges, think Houthis. This combination of factors has prompted both Freer and Salisbury to fundamentally rethink the way the Royal Navy has been structured, its priorities, and the capability/platform mix and thinking that has shaped the Royal Navy for the better part of the last 3 decades, with a shift towards a dual strategy of sea control and sea denial. Delivering this capability requires a rethink of the mission the Royal Navy will play, with Freer and Salisbury explaining, the Royal Navy's force design should be determined by a combination of threats to the nation's resources, and the nation's interests. Given Britain's location, the Royal Navy's primary focus should be on the Euro-Atlantic, working with NATO allies to enact sea control. Sea control is achieved when a navy is able to establish a persistent or even permanent maritime presence which deters rivals from confrontation. Successfully delivering sea control as described by Freer and Salisbury depends largely on the opponent the Royal Navy would be facing in that instance. To this end, they stated, depending on the capability of the country in question, the objectives it wants to achieve, and the strength of its adversaries, sea control can be enacted locally, shifting to the second component of the proposed strategy for the Royal Navy. Freer and Salisbury advocate for an Indo-Pacific-centric strategy of sea denial, which they detailed as, meanwhile, in the Indo-Pacific, the Royal Navy should contribute to sea denial, which necessitates capabilities to prevent a rival navy from operating with impunity, i.e., from establishing sea control. This can be achieved in multiple ways, including by threatening sea-based assets from land, the use of naval mines, and deploying naval forces themselves, usually larger numbers of smaller vessels. This combination of strategies has similar themes to the findings in Australia's own independent analysis of Navy's surface combatant fleet, which highlighted the shifting role that the enhanced lethality surface fleet would play in delivering the nation's strategy of denial in Australia's northern approaches through the flexible application in time and space of naval power projection, sea control, and sea denial. Perhaps most interestingly is the recognition by Freer and Salisbury that in spite of the geographic divergence of the two operating environments and the proposed strategies, there isn't a necessity for the Royal Navy to effectively field two distinct, separate fleets, with the pair stating, although the Royal Navy needs to support two regional postures, it does not necessarily need two separate fleets.